A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, N, T, U, V, W, X, N, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABC. Next time, won't you sing with me?
We are going to have a tour of the library today, and Jan Cook from the library is going to take us on a tour, and I'll turn it over to Jan.
Hello everyone. As Amy said, I'm Jan Cook. I've worked at the library since 1989. My first job in the library was a page where I put things away on the shelves. I did that for almost 3 years. After that, I worked at the library in Upper Lake for about 6 years and also had some time filling in here at the main library in Lakeport. And in 1998 is when I became a permanent employee working here in Lakeport Library. Now I'm a library technician. I've seen the library change a lot in that time. When I started, we had no computers at all, even for the back office staff. And gradually over the years we've added in computers. First they were for some of the backroom work, and then in 2000 we first got our public computers. Our first 2 batches of public computers were from the Gates Foundation, and the current computers we got from another county department. September 11th, 2001 was our first day open as an automated library with computerized circulation. We now share a catalog with Sonoma County and Mendocino County, and that opens up about 1 million items to our Lake County patrons so they can request things from the other libraries. Automating changed our jobs, but it didn't eliminate jobs. It just changed how we did things. And it has made it so that the library is not just confined to this building, but through the internet, people can access our services anywhere in the world. We share catalogs so you can request things from the other libraries, and you can check things out in the other libraries. It's really a great system. And I want to tell you a little bit about the room that we're in. This is the children's library. We have books in here for children from about toddler age on up to about 7th grade. One of the big things that happens in this room is story time on Fridays. We have 2 story times. Miss Barbara is our story time lady, puts on a great story time. And one of the things about story time, the special thing, is the rug here. This is the story time rug provided by the Friends of the Library. And they have also provided other things for us. They provide supplies for the craft projects they do at story time. In the room we also have things that were provided by grants. We have toys and games for the children here, and some of the furniture for the small children has been provided by grants. And over in the corner we have the book drop. So if you drop things in the book drop, that's where they come into the building. We check the book drop first thing every day. Some people ask us, how often do you clean that out? Every morning and several times during the day, so your book is not going to get neglected in there for days and days. Over in the far corner of the room we have a painting that shows the Carnegie Library down in Library Park. This building replaced that building as the main library for the Lake County Library System in 1986. When that building became outgrown, it wasn't big enough to handle all the functions as the headquarters of the county library. So this building was built. This building is wheelchair accessible, which the Carnegie Library is not. That building still belongs to the city of Lakeport. Right now, as far as I know, they're using it for storage. And now we're going to move into the lobby where we'll continue the tour. Fiction and nonfiction, things for interest for everybody. And you can just drop your money right here in the lockbox. Really great prices. We have a 10-cent rack. We have hardcover books for $1 and paperbacks for 50 cents. The Friends of the Library also has displays things that they sell, like tote bags, Also great deals. Carry your books out of the library. Outside of the building, we have a couple of things of interest. One is the quilt block on the building. That is part of the Lake County Quilt Trail. We've had that on there for about 3 years now. And the quilt block is called Friends of the Library because they donated the money to have that put on the building. Another thing outside the building is the peace pole. And on 3 sides of it, in 3 languages, it says, "May peace prevail on earth." It's been here a long time, probably almost as long as the library's been here. And over here, there's a plaque that commemorates the opening of this building in 1986. Our county librarian in those days was Kathy Jansen. She retired about 9 years ago. The library use policy is right here. If you have questions about people, their behavior in the library, you can refer to the library use policy. And over here behind us, we have the catalog computers. We're happy to teach you how to use the computers and all the different features that we have, the digital resources that we have. You can also access the computer, the catalog information if you have internet at home. So if you have any questions about that, we're happy to teach you about the different things that we have, how to search for things, how to request things. And we can borrow things and have them sent here. Over here is the hold shelf. If you request something, that's where we'll put it for you when it comes in, and we hold it for 10 days so you can pick it up. Over the summer of 2017, the library changed a lot. We got a new circulation desk over here, which replaced the old manual circulation desk. This one is designed for computer activities instead of manual circulation activities. And we also like being able to go from the circulation desk right into the back office. We got new carpet. We replaced the original carpet this summer. We got a new roof this summer. And we have reorganized the public computer area. Have this nice open area now. It's really great. We like the feeling of it. People in general seem to like it. We still have our copy machine over here. Public computers are free to use. The only charge is 10 cents a page for printing. And let's, above the desk, we have the video monitor where you can see rotating displays of library news, just highlighting different activities that we have or services that we have. We always have library brochures and library newsletters here at the front desk. Every month we put out a new newsletter that talks about the activities that are going on in all of our branches. Over in this area we have the new books section. There's nonfiction books in there. We have the biographies. We have fiction, mystery, science fiction, and young adult books in the new section. Every month we have a display in this area. Some kind of a theme. This month it's highlighting one of our digital resources called Novelist, where you can use Novelist to help you find books that are similar to something else you've liked, or to find books on a certain subject. And we're happy to show you how that works. And that's another one of our services that are available on the internet with your library card. Your library card gives you access to all kinds of great things for free. And let's move on over here. Now I'm looking at our book club collection. This set of shelves has books that we have designated for book clubs. If your book club is looking for a book, we have many titles. We have many copies of each title, somewhere 8 copies up to 12 copies perhaps. And they have a longer checkout period than a regular library book does. So if your book club wants to borrow a set, you can do that. Take them out, read them, and discuss the books. The library has a book club that meets here on the first Wednesday in the evening at 5:30. And there's always lively discussion going on with that. Over on the next set of shelves, we have a picture display that shows the creation, the construction of Lakeport Library and the dedication. And over here, next to the book club, we have the Master Gardener Program set of brochures. They supply brochures and pamphlets on that rack, and the public is welcome to take those. And we have an area here where we have brochures from a lot of different organizations in Lake County. We have information about quagga mussels and hydrilla weeds, Lake County Historical Society, Mendocino College schedules. We have the Lake and Mendocino County Resource Directory for older adults. We have Destinations Magazine, which is a tourism publication about Lake County, and even local residents enjoy reading that. All kinds of good information in there. On this side of the display, we have our music CDs and videos and books on cassette. And when I started, we had very few audio books, which became very popular later. And we've gone from cassettes to books on CD, and now we have MP3 CDs. So a lot of different choices, a lot of change in the almost 30 years that I've been here. And our next destination is the back room, the nerve center of the library. You're getting to see something that not everybody gets to see. This is where we do our work that gets things ready for the public to use. This is where we process the books. We take unmarked books and turn them into library books with library stickers and barcodes and covers on them. This is where we prepare things for programs. Our volunteers sort donated books. We just do all the main library work here in this room. At the far end of the room, we have the adult literacy program. There's nobody in their office right now. They teach adults to teach other adults how to read. And they have also a Families for Literacy program, which gets children involved. And beyond that is the library director's office. Our current library director is Christopher Veach, who has been our director since 2013. He started as a volunteer when he was a college student, became an employee and went to library school, and is now the county librarian. He's our first millennial librarian, also the first one who ever grew up in Lake County. Very tech-minded, and he is encouraging the baby boomer employees to become more tech-minded too. Lots of good ideas, and we're very happy to have him. And let's move on back out through here. Now we're getting into the area where we have a lot of our Lake County special items. One of those items is the MALDEN Notes. Henry Malden was Lake County's first historian. He collected history materials for about 40 years and donated them to the county when he retired in that position in 1981, I believe it was. We have a picture of him over here with Supervisor Ray Mostyn at the retirement ceremony. He compiled all the information into these binders, and there's an index right here in the green boxes. So if you look up a topic in Lake County history in the MALDEN Notes, the index will tell you which page and which line in the binder it is, and you can look at the information. You can Xerox that. There are, I believe, 5 sets of the MALDEN Notes in different locations around Lake County. We're lucky to have one here. In this area, we also have our Lake County newspapers on microfilm. It's not a complete set, but it covers almost all the years back into the 1800s. Different newspapers over time that changed. And next to that, we have the California Indian Library Collection, which is materials that came from UC Berkeley in 1989. It has language tapes, it has printed materials, and it has photographs. People are free to come in and use that. We don't check them out, but you can use them here. And we're coming to one of my favorite things. This is our time machine. That's what I call it. This is the microfilm reader, where we can look at the microfilms and see what was going on in Lake County. Those old newspapers are social media of their day. 100 years ago, and even back into the 70s, 1970s, you could find out what people were doing, if they had company, if they were sick, if they got a new car. It's just like Facebook. And with this machine, you can scan from the articles, you can print from the articles, you can save them to flash drives. Right now we're displaying one of my favorite headlines. It says, "Lake County is awake." This is from 1914, when there was an especially contentious political situation in Lake County with water rights and potential railroad plans coming in. And we still are dealing with the water issues, but we've never had a railroad come in for passenger service here. Over here we have the adult literacy collection. These are materials, they're designed for the adult literacy tutors and students to use, but anybody in the public can use them also. There's a lot of basic information on math and reading skills, things like that. All kinds of services there. The adult literacy program does trainings about twice a year, and those are free. You can learn how to teach other people to read. It's a great program. We call the Lake County Collection. It's all kinds of things that have to do with Lake County. There's fiction that's set in Lake County. We have soil surveys in Lake County. We have Lake County history books. We have books about plants and animals in Lake County. And then we also have genealogy information for Lake County, things like cemetery transcriptions. And the Pomo Bulletin, which is the former publication from the Lake County Historical Society. They have recently started a new publication called Canocti Chronicles. Same idea, Lake County history, just a new name. And now we're going to travel on this way. A reader that got from the Earl Baum Center. It's to help people with low vision be able to read things. It magnifies for them. And once a month we have a support group from the Earl Baum Center that helps people with skills to do with low vision. It's new technology that can help you read things or see things, or skills, things you can do at home in your life to help you get along when your vision is not good. Sometimes when you see a report in the newspaper that there's a new subdivision coming or a new sewer project coming, and there will be something about referring people to see environmental impact reports at your local library. We have a whole section here with materials like that, and you can use them in the library. This is where we keep them all along through here. They'll have some phone books, but the collection has diminished over time. There's very little demand now for phone books, and so this is what we have for phone books. In this area of the library we have these tables called carols, and these are really popular with our Wi-Fi patrons. They can plug their computers in, go on our Wi-Fi, no charge to use the Wi-Fi, and they set themselves up very comfortably here. Just another one of our free services. And now we'll go on around and see some more things that we have. Along through this area we have what are called the honor charge paperbacks. There's no library card needed to take them out. We don't count them. They're not in the catalog. You can keep them as long as you want. You can take as many as you want. People donate them back to us. So we have all along through here different genres. There's mysteries, there's science fiction, there's regular fiction. I think there's a little nonfiction even scattered in there. Very popular service. Okay, here's a section of Lake County history. More items, more copies of books on Lake County history.
So how many sections of Lake County history do you have?
Well, most of the history is right here in 979.417. There's another section that has to do with Indian history. That's a different number. And then in the Lake County collection, we try to have at least one copy in that concentrated area of the different books,
Okay.
so that you can go there and see a lot of different things about Lake County history. But then the books are shelved in the general fiction also, depending on their subject. Like Indian culture would be in one area, basket making's in another area, and general history of Lake County is over in this area.
Okay.
Now in this area we're getting into some specific collections. We have the biographies here. Spanish books are around the corner. We have large type books, and our books on CD start right over here and go on down these little shelves down to the far end over there. Out here in the center of the main part of the library, we have a lot of things to see. We have magazine collection right here. And in my time in the library, our collection has diminished as far as paper magazines is concerned. But we have decided to put a lot of our magazine money into a service called RB Digital. And through that, you can read magazines online, see PDF copies, print out articles, and that gives us about 165 or 170 different titles. And there are many different genres in there. This is just a sample from the titles that start with A. There's an archaeology magazine, there's quilting magazines, there's food magazines, there's history, there's news, there's women's magazines, there's hunting things, car magazines, many, many choices. So even though we don't have paper copies on the shelf, we have access to so many titles. And one of the advantages is it's always there, and nobody else can steal the article you want to read or take out the recipe you wanted or the photo that you wanted. So that is a good thing. Yes?
If you borrow a magazine by an electronic system, can you download it here and watch it at home?
Yes. Yes, you can do that. You'll need a password to get in there, but it's very simple to do. And we can show you how that works. Now, we also have local newspapers. We have the Record B. We have also the Chronicle and the Press Democrat. We continue to microfilm the Record B, so we're still up to date on that. On this side, we have voting and tax information. We're about the only place in Lake County where you can get tax forms. Those will start arriving from the IRS in about another month, and then they'll trickle in over January and February. And behind us over here, we have the young adult section. Those are books that are meant for mostly teenagers, but adults enjoy them too. And we have teen programs, a lot of craft programs and book discussion and things to get them involved. And beyond that is the reference section. It's common now for libraries to diminish their reference sections and move those books into the circulating books where they get better use. And with Google and other internet resources, a lot of the information in those books is also available online. So we're not getting rid of our reference services, but it's changing. The computers are changing how we do everything here. So if you have a reference question, even though we don't have a reference desk, come to the front desk and we'll help you. And Christopher, our director, is still doing the reference work for us. We have 10 public computers over here, no charge to use them. They're very popular. People use them for entertainment. They use them to apply for jobs, to fill out taxes, to buy things, to look at movies. They write school reports on our computers. Just about anything that you would do on your home computer. It's now 2 hours, and you just need your library card, or we'll give you a guest pass to get on the computer. Very handy. Sometimes even the employees use them when their home printers break down. Now, in this area, we have a couple of things to commemorate people who worked in the old Carnegie Library downtown. There's a plaque over here on this display in honor of Alice Hendricks, who worked in the old Carnegie Library. Her family moved away for a while, and when they came back, she was a volunteer here. And her daughter is still a member of the Friends of the Library, and her husband is also. And in the middle of the room, we have a tree. The reason we have the tree is it's in honor of a lady named Leslie Mullen, who also worked at the Carnegie Library. And she was very well known for her green thumb. She was always winning prizes for her flowers and plants at the Lake County Fair. And over here behind me is the DVD collection. We have regular entertainment DVDs, and we also have documentaries. And we have things like the Lake County Board of Supervisors meetings are on DVD. You can check them out and see what was going on at the Board of Supervisors. And we also film the No Lake County programs. This is a No Lake County program, and those are available to check out. So you can see when Dr. John Parker did flint napping. We can see Harry Lyons talking about the geology of Lake County. We have movies or programs about the symphony in Lake County, all kinds of things about Lake County. And let us move on back to the children's room. That concludes our physical tour of the library. Amy Patton over here will be doing a digital tour of some of our resources. We will be hearing from the Friends of the Library who are here today. Over here by the window, we have a display of library handouts, pamphlets, brochures that tell you about different services of the library. And it has our newsletter out there. And if you have any questions, you can ask us.
Would the Friends like to go next?
Yes. Would someone from the Friends like to talk about what you do?
Go ahead, Elda.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Elda.
Okay, well,
Wait. The Friends of the Lake County Library are a group of local people who love the library. We're all volunteers. We meet once a month on the fourth Wednesday of the month, unless it's a holiday. This month we're meeting the fifth Wednesday, and we're not meeting in December. But the rest of the year, we meet the fourth Wednesday of the month. We have one or two, this year we're going to have one book sale a year, but we have the ongoing book sale that Jan pointed out constantly outside. We keep trying to replenish that with good books that people might enjoy. And again, we are all volunteers. Every cent of money that we make goes directly back to the library. At our meetings, Christopher, our librarian, we'll ask him, what do you need? What are some of the things that are really needed right now? And if we have the funds in the library in our funds, they go directly to him to pay for whatever it is they need. We do support, as was mentioned already, the children's reading program. And so we love that. The summer reading program, we did purchase that rug, but we have the summer reading program where we help purchase books and treats and what else am I missing?
Equipment. We buy equipment sometimes.
Equipment. And so.
And the No Lake County series.
And the No Lake County series, that's right. So we do, and you are always so good to publicize us. If anybody would like to be a member, you don't have to come to the meeting to be a member. We just welcome all members. You're a supporter. If you come to the meeting and want to be a little more involved, we love that too, especially. But anybody who would like to support, we just have little applications over there. It takes 2 seconds to fill it out. And it's $15 to $25 or to a donation to whatever you care to help donate to our friends.
And it's not just for the Lakeport Library.
Right. This is for all the libraries except for Middletown because they have their own. But we do support every library. I think we've bought bookshelves for Upper Lake, and we've whatever it is that is needed at the time. If we have the money right there, are very happy to help support that. There must be more.
You buy books for all the libraries?
We do. We buy books, CDs, whatever it is, again, that any of the libraries need. So that's it. It's a great group, very nice, good people.
I'm going to talk a little bit about, Jan did the physical library. I'm going to do the library out in the clouds. So this is our catalog, and there's different ways you can access the different things. I like to go up to the logo in the top left corner and click on it, because that will bring you up to this page. And when you go to this page, you can find out about the library, different things about the library. Books and More will take you to the catalog so you can look for a book. The digital content is there. New and noteworthy, things that are in the library that are new and noteworthy. There'll also be some, I think the New York's bestseller list there. Book club collections, interlibrary loan and Zipbooks. If you don't know what Zipbooks are, they're books that the 3 counties don't have in the library. You want to have it. You want to borrow it. You can get it through Amazon. Amazon will send it to your house with a due date. You get your 3 weeks, and then you bring it to the library, and we put it in our system. We love Zipbooks because it adds things to the collection that we may not have thought about, things that people out there want in our collection. So we like Zipbooks. Also, it comes out of the state library funds instead of ours. So we like that too. An interlibrary loan, we can also borrow from other places. Jan does those. Sometimes it's from colleges or academic libraries of one kind or another, or other places. I also suggest a purchase, the last one down in the bottom. You can go on our catalog. If you pull that up, it'll give you a little thing to fill out, and then Christopher will buy the book if he thinks it's a good purchase to make. Then if we go over to resources, you can ask a question, and it goes to Christopher. He's a librarian, and he will answer it. So anytime you have a question, what book should I read for this, or I'm trying to do a research project, you can ask a question, and he'll get back to you. There's the literacy program there, the genealogy and local history there, newspapers on microfilm. I know Jan probably took you by the microfilm machine. Novelist, I'll go back to that, but it's, if you like a book and you don't know what to read next, Novelist has lots of different features. Other online resources, which are links to other places, tax forms, other kind of things. There, we can look at that. And then the events, we'll have our calendar, and you can read about different things that are going on. But let's go back to resources. We'll go to Novelist, because most people want to know what to read next if they've read everything that a certain author has to offer. This is what Novelist looks like, and you can put in, it will, okay, we'll go to the book, and then it will give you a list on the right hand side of books that it recommends. You can also go into the catalog and look a book up. These are movies. I'm looking for books. So once you click on the book in the catalog, it's thinking. You can see the little circle up there spinning, means it's thinking. I don't know why it's so slow. And you can scroll down, and here under recommendations by novelist, it will pull up a list of recommendations. And then if you hover over this, it'll tell you why would you like this? Because this is a sweeping, dramatic, historical novel featured, so it'll tell you why each one. It might be that it's a romance with Gone with the Wind, or it might be that it's during the same time period, or it might be something written by the same author. So you can look at that, and then other things in there, and then it will also give you articles about it, reviews. So Novelist is nice because you can go right to the catalog and click on it, go to the book you like and click on it. So that's one of the features. Let's go back to our home page and we'll look at resources some more. So here's the list of different things. You can request assistance with genealogy or local history. Let's look at the different online resources. There's just a list here of consumer things, other ways to find a good book to read, government, there's building codes there, internal revenue, the local news and radio stations. So that's another feature of our catalog. And then let's go to Books and More. course, there's the catalog, but let's go down to digital content. Because a lot of people don't realize how many digital contents we have. So we have ebooks through Access 360, Inky Library, Hoopla Digital, and Overdrive. Now, Access 350 took the audio part of Overdrive. They've split Overdrive. Overdrive used to be ebooks and audiobooks. So now they've split them so that if you're just looking for something to listen to, you don't have to look through all the ebooks. If you just want an ebook, so this is brand new. Inky Library is more college type books, and Hoopla has music, movies, audiobooks, ebooks, comic books, music. I said music. So it has a lot of things. And then RB Digital is our magazines. I think there's
About 165.
65 magazines. And what's really nice about that, when you go out to our magazines, we can't, even if it's your favorite magazine, we carry it, you get there and it's checked out. This way they're never checked out. If there's a recipe or a woodworking project, you can put it and print it, put it in your computer and print it. So it's really nice. You don't have to tear the recipe out of the magazine. You can just print it now. But anyways, those are a lot of our digital content. And those are you could be in Alaska on vacation and get ebook to read in Alaska. So it's fabulous that you can do those things, not just at home, but anywhere. Anybody have a question, or anybody want to see anything in particular? No?
Well, I do. I have one quick question,
Okay.
as long as nobody else does right now. The Hoopla, I have actually been on vacation, or I was in a motel room where I had an hour or two to spare waiting for something, and I was able to get a movie through Hoopla, and just, I had an iPad so I could just sit there and
Sit and watch.
It sounds awful, but you really can kind of make it comfy and do it. Can those transfer over to your TV? If you're home, does Hoopla go to your own TV, or is it always going to be with that?
I think if you have a
device?
Roku, maybe,
What?
a Roku.
Okay.
I'm thinking if you have the right, or even cables from your computer.
Yeah.
Over.
That's the way it works.
You'd have to have a way you'd have to either have a wireless like Roku or an actual physical cable, I think. But I think you
And then
can.
it would show up on your TV and you'd be able to.
The HDMI cable,
Okay,
whatever
then I do
plays on
have
your
that.
computer will play on your.
Right,
I'm
the
still
HDMI.
learning how to use it, but I have that little thing.
I just
I'll have
learned
to
about
try
it.
it.
I'm not positive on the Roku, but I know with the hardline what's on your screen can be transferred over.
Okay,
So,
good.
which is nice.
It'd be fun
'cause-
to try it.
Mhm. And you can have, I think, 3 items a month.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about Hoopla is, Hoopla has some of the classics, but they have a lot of the new stuff. And you don't have to wait in line like Overdrive. There's only so many, and you have so many copies,
Yeah.
even digital copies.
Uh-huh.
And you have to wait in line, which is great. I
That's
mean,
not good, yeah.
Overdrive has some nice stuff too. But I like Hoopla because
It's just right there.
you can just have
Oh,
it.
okay, that's good. Good to know.
The last time I borrowed a movie, I borrowed 2 movies, and one was perfect, and the other one I couldn't get the sound.
And Hoopla?
I think it was Hoopla, yeah. The sound was there. If I had been in a bubble, I could maybe have heard what they say, but I tried to watch the movie with my grandchildren. So,
Something must have been wrong.
so there is a place where you can say, I have a problem with this movie, and so I did make the comment, but I had no answer from nobody, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if Hoopla answers you or not, but it lets them know. So I would try the movie again, because obviously they got your message and
Amy, have many people used the Zipbooks?
Jan could answer that. I know I have. I've been very impressed at how quickly they come.
I just wondered if you have had people use the Zipbooks.
We've
Yeah,
had
I've got
hundreds of Zipbooks.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact number, we probably processed 500 of them.
Really?
And they give us a certain amount of money each year, and I don't think we've ever used it all.
No, we have never used our allocation completely.
I was just wondering, my daughter has a YOLO card, and they have something, they call it something different, but it's the same idea. Amazon sends the CDs to her, and then she turns it back into the YOLO thing. She said that it's not necessarily a new one. She said the one that she got was,
Oh,
it worked, but they were in such horrible shape that she wasn't sure why the library would want it.
ours are brand new.
We
usually.
tried to always order unused copies. It might be published 20 years ago, but it might still be in good new condition.
Well, she was getting CDs,
So
books on.
We can get
CD.
large type, regular type, and audio through Amazon.
So you go on our website, there's a request form to fill out to do a zip book, and then the results of that submission come to me. I search to make sure it's available in Amazon.
I've just never looked at Zipbooks.
So this, you go to Interlibrary Loan and Zipbooks, and this is what it will look like when you get there. And then you would pull that up. So this is the form, and it's gonna ask you things like your name, isn't this the form?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. The name, your email, phone number, and your mailing address. Be sure if you do this, we want the book to be mailed to you, to get to you. And then it'll come with a little slip that gives you but it's not a difficult, on this computer, because it's a laptop, it doesn't show, but you can do that at our catalogs, and it's just all right there on one page. This
All it
one's,
wants is the basic information so we know what you want to get, and then where we have to send it and who's requesting it. This is actually the Google sign-in. This isn't the form,
okay.
but it's a very simple.
Too. If you don't have a
simple
Google
form.
account, can you still,
Okay.
that's not what we
You
need to,
can.
it's okay.
Yeah.
We don't have to have a Google
This
account.
isn't how it looks like out at the catalog,
oh,
but you
okay.
can do this right on our catalog or at home. I don't know why this is coming up, sorry guys. But anyways, it's a very simple form, and you just go to Books and More, you go to that logo and it brings you here, and you go to Books and More, and then you go to Interlibrary Loan and Zipbooks.
We should
And
do that.
it's so simple, and things come so quickly in Amazon, and then you have 3 weeks, and it's nice, and you can renew sometimes. I mean,
It's great. We've gotten books on art, on quilting, history, religion, painting, fish flies, novels, mysteries,
natural healing.
medicine, all kinds of topics. We have a small display out front. I neglected to show you that on the original tour. Just a sampling of things I pulled off to show you. And they have in the front, there's a book plate that says something about this is a zip book. So if you open a book and it has that in the front, you'll know that's how we acquired it.
But then our library owns that book.
We
Yes.
own it.
So
Yes.
it'd be kind of ridiculous not to do that. It seems like we should all promote this.
Yes.
It would
and
be
make
better
an effort to
it
do
would-
this every month.
Right, it would be better to have a zip book than an interlibrary loan.
Yeah.
The loan, you get it, yes, for 3 weeks, but it goes right back.
Yeah.
And,
And you have to wait for it.
right,
Usually for quite a
yeah,
while.
and so, and then we don't own it. And this way, we buy books without coming out of our budget, or the Friends. It doesn't come out of either.
So does it have to be a book that we don't have?
Yes,
Right, it has to be unavailable in our
Three
three-county
counties.
catalog.
Okay.
Some, if Santa Rosa has a circulating copy and it's in the library, then we can't do that.
Can't do it. Yeah, I did it, I can't think what book, but I actually did do this.
Yes.
And I did have it come to my house and then I brought it back, it was really kind of,
Yeah.
I can't remember what book it was, but it's really cool.
it's really convenient because it's like getting a little present, you know, I mean, and it's convenient, it comes right to you, you know, and
I knew about them, but I didn't know they had it here.
Yeah,
Yes.
one of my friends did do it as well,
Yeah.
and she was thrilled with it. She's an
Pretty
avid
cool.
library.
Yes.
She comes here all the time.
We're not the only county in California that participates in the program. There are a lot of counties and cities that are participating. And it was a way to get some of the poorer counties to get some more resources into their library.
I also talked to a woman who was bedbound the other day, and she can't hold a book, but she listens. And so she orders the Zipbooks because they come right to her home, and then her caretaker only has to bring them back. It's not a back and forth type of thing. It works better for her, and she can pick what she wants, and she's really enjoyed it. So, yeah, it's a good program for anybody, for any interest, which is really nice. The sky's the limit, although $35.
There is a price limit, and it has to be Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Right.
Okay.
And Amazon Prime has most of the good stuff. You know, they really are good about having most everything you want.
And if you didn't, they have that now, but if you didn't have it, you could come into the library and do it.
Oh,
Is that
yes.
correct?
That's
And
right.
use Amazon Prime here, order
Yeah,
the
it's
book,
not
the
your,
book.
it's not your Amazon account, it's the library's Amazon account.
Oh, that's right, okay, that makes sense.
But you could go on the public computers, look in Amazon, but you'd have to go on you could also pull up our catalog on the same computer and see if we have the book you want, and then say, nope, nobody has it, and then go to Amazon and see, or just submit it, and then Jan will look.
Just submit the request, I look over the request and make sure they fit in the criteria, and make sure you don't have excessive fines on your card. If your card has excessive fines, I can't place the request for you, and I'll tell you that.
And it goes really fast, I remember
It's
having
pretty
done it.
fast, it's pretty fast.
2 days later, the book was in my mailbox.
Wow.
Most times it's
Wow.
within a week you have the book.
Yeah.
We can't do DVDs,
Oh, okay.
which would be nice, because then we could expand our movies, because those are really popular, but you can do, like I said, large type, regular type, or audio. So depending on how you have to read, some people have to read large type, some people have to read audio, you know, so it kind of accommodates most everybody in a book, regarding a book. So it's nice, it's a real nice feature, and we'd love everybody to use it. We would, if everybody used it, we would run out of money, but that's okay, we never have yet, so.
Oh, my gosh. And you get more each year, you have a certain
Well,
amount each year.
So far, the program is still continuing,
If,
yes.
they may not award it to us next year, but we've had it, what, 3 years?
2 years now.
2 years.
And they're looking at different ways of structuring the program, but keeping some version of it. But they haven't settled what that will be yet.
Do you apply for a grant? Is that the way it works?
It's a grant.
It's a grant.
Mhm.
And if you want to talk about grants and things, we've got a grant we just applied, we're going to apply for right now for Book to Action. We just finished the Big Read. And also on the Big Read, he sent out a survey with, I think, 5 or 7 books to pick one for next October. So I don't know if anybody's,
Yeah.
we'll see how, I think
Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet.
it might,
Did you?
You mean the selected book?
Is he
Haven't-
doing it on Facebook or?
it might be here. Do you know, Jan, where,
It's on the Big Read website.
That's it.
Right,
Christopher
is that it right
sent
there
it out
underneath?
to some of us, but I'm not
Can you
sure.
go to it there, Amy, where it says the big read down?
oh, here,
Will that click?
yes, and then, I think, if you go there, this is the survey.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So, these are the ones, Into the Beautiful North, The Roundhouse, Things They Carried, When the Emperor Was Divine, Can't We Talk About Something More Pleasant? So then you just go down here and you read about each book, and then you pick the one you'd like.
They all look wonderful. I've got
I
to
like
tell
the
you.
last title.
They all look so good. I read each one and said, oh my gosh, I want to read them all.
I think it's the Into the Beautiful North is in the lead right now. So, anyways, that's the one, but.
And
we-
remember, that's the book we want for all of Lake County to read. So that's what I kind of looked at it and said, okay, which one would, appeal to the most people? they all look so good, as I said.
We just did Station 11, and we had, I think, about 18 or 20 programs for Station 11. We're hoping that we can get the grant again. So we need to pick a book, and right now Christopher's putting in for the book to action, which will be in April, in March and April, where we read a book, we give out books, and all of us read it, and then we take an action. We do something. Last year we did, what did we do last year, Jan?
Nanook of the North, or?
Call of the Wild.
Call of the Wild.
That was the big read.
And that was the big read.
I was paying attention.
I don't remember. My brain's tired.
Okay.
Anyways, we've done Michael Pollan's Cooked. We did
We did an oral history.
oral history.
Gosh, what did we do last year? I read it, what did we do?
My brain's tired.
No, the call to action.
That's, yeah, I get confused between the big read and the book to action or call to
Yeah,
action.
they're both-
two different programs?
Right. One is in October and one is in the spring. And they're different grants, but kind of the same idea where we get a book through the grant and we give it out. So look for the book. He hasn't decided completely yet, but we'll announce it. And that will be starting in March and April.
Was it oral history?
We did that the year before.
The year before?
Yeah.
Missed a year. That's right.
Anyways,
Was it the one about cooking and food?
we did that too. We did Cooked.
Okay. Oh, that was that one. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
It's all right. I'm the one who handles it all. I should remember these things, but they're all blending together.
Yeah.
So we do the book to action, the summer reading program, and then the big read. And in between, we try to do things. And in between, speaking of which, next Saturday, I'm going to do an adult craft class. So if you want to come and work with jewelry, old jewelry, bring your old jewelry and buttons and things, we're going to repurpose and do that. So we'll have fun. And then in December, I'll be doing a sourdough class. We'll make a sourdough starter, and I'll show some things you can do other than just bread with sourdough. So I try to do some fun things in the wintertime because it's so rainy and dreary, and try to do something fun. So anyways, so those are some things coming up. Anything else you can think of that's coming up?
No, that covers it. That covers it.
So just keep reading our monthly newsletters, because I never know what we're going to have. We have some local authors who want to come and talk, and that'll be fun too. So thank you everybody for coming. We do have some refreshments in the back, thanks to the Friends of the Library. They always are gracious in providing that for us. So thank you all for coming.
Thank
Thank you. This is great.